Okay. Hi, this is Michael Ellis, also known as Eli the Artist. Today I'm going to be talking about interesting plant I found in my garden. It's some people call it the zombie weed because of its intense ability to form underground rhizome. Um, some people call it similar to parsnip um, in flavor because it's edible. Um, an underground rhizome that just spreads like a foot deep underground, so it's like impossible to dig out. And and it spreads by this rhizome and sends out up shoots of plants stems. And on the plant flowers, they can self fertilize. So it also at the end of the year shoots out a bunch of seeds all over the place if you don't take care to remove the flower heads. And so this seemingly innocuous plant, which is actually quite decorative, because it has these blue or blue to purple bells that look quite attractive and attract honeybees and everything. Um, on these green spikes going upwards, um, actually is quite invasive and can crowd out other plants in your garden if you aren't too careful with it. It's called the creeping bellflower, and it's also known as the name Campanula rapunculoides. I hope I'm saying that right. And the folklore behind it was that um, some person in the Brothers Grimm's story, I think Rapunzel's father or something, stole um, the plant from a witch's garden, and then hence the name Rapunculoides, or like Rapunzel's um, plant. And um, but the main reason I'm making this video today is because I have found that it has profound healing um, abilities, specifically for the mind. If we go by the doctrine of signatures, which is a belief that uh, plants and foods and even crystals follow this order where if you look at something and it kind of looks like an organ or a tissue or a something to do with the body, it will, when you consume it or use it, it will heal that part of the body. Like for example, a tomato kind of looks like a heart. So and tomatoes are known as love apples. I don't know if you know that or not. But when you consume a tomato, it's known to heal your heart. It's very good for your heart. Antioxidants and all these good cholesterol and everything. It's very good for your circulatory system in your heart. Um, or celery, which is a long, sturdy, um, lots of minerals, is very good for your bones. It kind of looks like a bone. The stalk of the celery. Uh, so that's kind of the doctrine of signatures. And the same thing goes with colors. For example, the color red is associated with the root chakra at the base of the spine, um, and the color purple is associated with the crown chakra, and our bellflower is associated with blue to purple, so kind of the head, the entire head, um, the throat chakra to the pineal gland to the crown chakra, the through the throat to the pituitary to the pineal gland to the crown chakra. It's kind of all of that spectrum is contained within the healing potential of the bellflower plant. So so as an experiment, I know that I've read that the plant is edible, and I know that there have been some studies on the components within the plant. In Russia, they claim it's been helpful for hydrophobia, which actually is one of my complaints. I having some psychiatric problems have been um, uh, phobic of showering. And that comes with a lot of the schizophrenia and different uh, um, schizophrenic and anxiety disorder problems in the community. A lot of people have that similar problem. Um, it may be helpful for that. I don't know yet. I haven't tested that yet. But I did find it. I did make a tea from it, the leaves, and I did find it particularly active within my uh, brain structure. I could feel it healing something in there, somewhere in there, um, and like particularly in the what felt like the amygdala to the frontal lobes. That's kind of the area it felt like it was working on, like the where I usually get my migraines, and it seemed to be really relieving a lot of tension in my muscles around my forehead and temporal area. Um, I kind of experienced like an expansion thought and a lot of focus as far as enabling remote viewing and relaxation. Supposedly, it's supposed to enable astral projection. That's what my spirit guides have told me. But I didn't experience any of that this first night of trying it. But that was because I was up on my computer. So maybe I'll try it again tomorrow night and see and go straight to bed and see if it doesn't help with that. Because I've only astral projected once or twice in my life. Once under ketamine when I was little, and doing when I was 16 actually, and um, which inspired me to start painting when I was 16, and was given that as anesthetic for endoscopy procedure, and it was one of the anesthetics that they used. They used ketamine and some other ones, but I woke up with a swollen eye and a really hard time focusing because my third eye was like bursting out, totally unbalanced. And um, well, yeah, the main reason my eye was swollen was because I was gagging during the procedure. Because it's an endoscopy is when they take a tube and put it down your throat, look at your stomach and stuff. Because I was having stomach pains as a child. Actually, it was more IBS because of they didn't find anything wrong, but it was more IBS because of the anxiety that I have. So so creeping bellflower. It's a really invasive plant, so you got to keep it contained. Ours is growing in a little herb garden contained by blocks. Um, so it just kind of migrates around there with the other plants every year. That's really the only way you can keep it from completely taking over everything in your lawn and garden. So yeah, be very, very careful where you plant it, because it can even escape that and then go on and seed through seeds and get away from that. So you got to make sure you mow it down if it does get out of there. Um, Another thing you can do is eat the root. The root is like a parsnip, like I said. It's edible as well, and it stores sugars as sugars instead of starches, or it stores energy as sugars instead of starches. So it's quite sweet, is what I'm told. But the whole plant's edible, so go for that. The flowers are good in salads, as I'm told by a chef website that I saw. And I think that's about it. So where can you get it? About any? There's a couple places that sell seeds, and a couple places that you could probably get it on Etsy. And the plant or the seed. There's still some places that sell the plant in the U.S. I think you don't have to do a pretty good search for that. Um, I think Etsy would be the first place I'd go because they tend to be independent suppliers that sell stuff, even if it's considered invasive. They tend to sell a little more invasive plants without much oversight. Uh, so it's kind of the black market for plants. But anyways, um, yeah, it's a great plant to have because it brings in a lot of bees and has its medicinal properties. So it really works on the third eye and stuff. You can definitely feel it clearing out all the junk in your head. So it's a really cool plant for that, and I'd give it a thumbs up for that. Just as a tea, and as a tea, the tea becomes very sweet. So I also like that a lot of the tea. It's not like bitter or anything like with um, normal teas, like a tea plant, Camellia sinensis, uh, leaves, like your standard tea plant, like black tea or green tea. It isn't bitter like that. It's actually quite sweet. The leaf is so. That's pretty cool as well. It's kind of sugary. And it's a perennial. It can go to 3 feet, and it blooms season in July through October. So thanks for watching. This is Mike Ellis.